Welcome to our presentation on giving assistance. Our first recommendation for giving assistance is to participate more into network paradigm. First, leverage excessive media coverage, especially on donation part. In other words, sustainability, which is what consumers and the government want to see nowadays. For example, Lego and Patagonia all made a successful sustainability transformation and are well received by the public, hence stands out from the industry. What's more, consumer feedback platforms offer consumer tools to provide feedback on their market and consumption experiences. It's also a great way to generate consumer insight, helping platforms to grow. We need to also highlight the function of share to generate huge customer base like Pinduoduo did. We could, for example, if share with 5 more people can get 3% more off, share with 10 people can get 7% off, so on. Change their marketing strategy on social media, increase investment, and post more interaction and trend contents. The reason for this change is that giving assistance has a limited customer base. According to analysis, this website only ranks 18,678 worldwide and 31st of e-commerce and shopping. What's worse, only 0.18% people knows this website from social media, and only guide video or promotion post. Almost no interaction between the brand and the consumers. We could apply bandwagon effect to help them build and extend the influence of giving assistance, have more people to help promote through word of mouth and observational learning, improve brand awareness. The second recommendation is to deduct the discount immediately after selecting the donation ratio, because we detected that the whole process of giving assistance includes 3 steps: shop, save, and give, which requires customers to open the website again to donate. That is quite time-consuming and leads to ineffectiveness. Customers tend to be self-serving. When they already get a coupon, there is little motivation for them to open the website again and give away what they already get. The required change is to shorten the entire process from shopping to giving, making customers decide how much they want to donate at the same time of getting discount, and then directly deduct the available discounts when checking out. We could apply present bias here, a tendency to settle for smaller present rewards over larger future rewards. In the context, consumers would easily overlook the donation part once after they got the coupons. Also, we could apply self-serving bias, which is a tendency for people to seek out information and use it in ways that advance their self-interest. In this case, customers would neglect the donation part, so we can change donations as a prerequisite for discounts. The last recommendation we give is to reconstruct the user interface for choosing the donation amount of the website. First, display 3 specific percentage amount options: 15%, 65%, and 95%, instead of choosing any percentage of the cashback amount. Then add a hint message below the option which tells customers that more than 70% of users have chosen 65% of cashback for donation, and set a default option at 65% simultaneously. Because we found that there is low willingness for customers to donate, giving assistance had a weak effect on simulating users' willingness to increase donation amount. People are free to choose any amount without any context effect, which may lead to low donation amount choice. To solve this gap, we plan to apply the bandwagon bias, compromise effect, and the default effect to the design of choice architecture to influence the way in which people choose the donation amount, thus leading them to choose a higher donation amount. There are 3 arguments to support our recommendations. Firstly, we could apply compromise effect. We set 65% as the mid option, while 15% and 95% as the 2 extremes. Donating 95% of cashback is too high and unrealistic for most consumers because people tend to serve their own interest. By choosing the lowest option, 15% can make people feel the risk of being guilty. To enhance this feeling, we also combine the effect with bandwagon effect, which will be explained in the second part. In this situation, 65% can be seen as the safest option for donation amount, since it not only protects consumer self-interest, also makes them feel less guilty and more acceptable with social norms. The compromise effect affects choices in a systematic and predictable way. It should be possible to incorporate them in a choice model. A compromise choice reduces the conflict associated with giving up one attribute for another, and can be justified by arguing that it combines both attributes. Secondly, we apply bandwagon bias, with adding a hint message below the option, which tells consumers that more than 70% of users have chosen 65% of cashback for donation. It can cause bandwagon effect that is able to stimulate consumers to choose the middle donation amount option. Much of the influence of the bandwagon effect comes from the desire to fit in with peers by making similar selections as other people. This is seen as to gain access to a particular social group. Lastly, the default effect. People generally accept the default option in a strategic interaction. Setting a low amount as the default could convey an endorsement of small donation and give rise to an inference that a charity does not need funds as badly. Instead, setting a high amount as the default promotes inference about why donating a large amount is a good idea, leading to a more donation even when people do not donate that amount. So setting the default option at 65% helps nudge customers in the direction of the firm's optimal outcome. Default effects can be created by social context. The observed choices of others can become social defaults, increasing their choice share. Social default effects are a novel form of social influence, not due to normative or informational influence. Participants were more likely to mimic observed choices when choosing in private than in public, and when stakes were low rather than high. And that's all for our presentation this week. Thank you for watching.